Well, hello again. Welcome. Welcome into the television version of Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan, and I'm delighted that you've tuned in, joined with us today here on Strategies. You know, Strategies for Living, we're all about helping us live healthier, happier, and more peaceful lives in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, in our relationships here in the 21st century. And we do that by inviting life strategists on with us. And today's life strategist, Phyllis Barrington, you are getting sleepy. Relax.
I stay sleepy a lot.
That should be a clue as to what we're talking about, although that's stage and movie stuff. We're going to talk to Phyllis Barrington, who is a clinical hypnotherapist today and the owner of Transformations for Life. Welcome. Welcome back to Strategies for Living.
Thank you, Dave.
It is always a pleasure to have you come. It's one of my very favorite subjects. I'm fascinated, and I know many of our viewers are fascinated by the idea of hypnosis for changing. I think we're fascinated by that thing called the unconscious mind, right?
Oh, absolutely. And then I have people that are so intrigued that their expectations kind of dash when they see that I don't pull out the watch and go tick-tock,
again,
tick-tock.
There's some of that movie stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with that, because we have some preconceived notions that maybe, Phyllis, keep some of us away from hypnosis as a very powerful modality for change. And I think that it's important for us to clear up as many of those as we can.
It was a real struggle when I started my business in '04 here. Shreveport was, and this area was kind of a very woo-woo topic as far as hypnosis was concerned.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good place to begin, because hypnosis doesn't really have a bit of woo-woo in it.
Not at all.
Because all hypnosis, even though the movies and television would tell us otherwise, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So nobody does anything to anybody else. Nobody takes control of your mind except you.
Exactly.
Under hypnosis, you being the client.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I don't think there has ever been a documented case that I'm aware of anyone being harmed in hypnosis. Are you aware of any
No,
anything?
there's a fallacy thinking that it's going to be brainwashing,
Mind control.
And mind control.
But
which
the
it
fact
is
of the
not.
matter is that no one,
No.
again, you're accessing the deeper part of yourself, the deeper part of your mind. So no one can ask you or make you do anything that you wouldn't otherwise do. Is that right?
Right. Scientifically, and research shows this, the brain wave patterns slow down from the alpha state, which is wide awake,
Right.
as you go deeper into beta, or go into
theta,
alpha,
actually. Alpha and theta. Yes.
From beta.
From beta.
Your brain waves slow down, and I call it opening the file drawers wider.
You're opening up. You're opening up to the possibility of wonderful suggestion. So how do you define hypnosis? What's your working definition of what hypnosis is, Phyllis?
It's a deeply relaxing state that you can enter by yourself or with guidance from someone that sort of takes you through a guided journey of, you might call it your dream or a daydream, but it's a way using a format.
You're a clinical hypnotherapist. So again, you've just said we said all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, and we can take ourselves there. I'm sure you do some CDs and things like that for clients occasionally, as I do. But why is it advantageous? Why is it important to come see? Why? I've got some issues that I want to talk to you about, and so I could pop in the CDs and I could do my work. But why is it advantageous for me to come and sit down with you and engage the process of clinical hypnotherapy in an office setting?
It's if you truly want to help yourself, it's a way of totally getting to the truthful part of you, getting beyond the fear of what the monkey mind sets in place.
That conscious mind can sometimes be a real block to what really needs to be discovered.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I call hypnosis spelunking in the mind.
Spelunking, I like that.
It's a way of discovering in those caves and those built-in places where we've forgotten or hidden information. It's just a way, because the body holds every bit of our truth always, of finding where that truth is located historically in our bodies.
Yes.
Because we're only energy, therefore we can access that energy by knowing that we can and knowing how.
What kinds of things would someone, and by the way, if you want to check Phyllis out online, I love her website, hypnosisovereasy.com. I love that. So what kinds of things could be addressed? Or maybe the better question is, what couldn't be addressed with hypnosis?
I've not found a single issue and clients have come to me for 10 years plus now with issues from biting nails and hair pulling to the most common probably. I have to stop smoking, or I have to lose weight.
I've got to lose this weight. I've got to
and also
ditch these cigarettes. Yeah.
Relationships. I'm stuck is an issue that comes a lot. But I've had people who can't find out why I keep waking up terrified every morning my entire life.
Yeah.
And I had a lady that came and we worked one session. She found that, truthfully, just as she had stored DNA to create her eye color and hair color and shape of face, she had created lodging in her body for emotional garbage, which we all do.
Yes.
We come in with emotional DNA that wasn't even ours. And she found with the discovery work we did that this came from a grandfather, that she had carried in this fear, a situation that happened with a home invasion in his lifetime. And
he passed it on to her. He passed that fear on to her. So it wasn't her fear. It was her grandfather's fear, and it was stored. So she would have, without hypnosis then, she probably could, in conscious therapy, coming to see a psychotherapist like myself, she could have done years of psychotherapy.
Oh, absolutely.
And never gotten to the core issue.
And one session, we found that. We quite honestly cleared it.
Wow.
And she called me the next morning thrilled that we had found and cleared that. And I woke up this morning totally ready for the day and didn't pull the covers back over my head.
Yeah, yeah. So do you often work with other therapists, psychotherapists, doctors?
I do. I have a group of my physician and several others. I have client referrals from the VA hospital as well.
Wow.
That are sent to me for pain relief and management. They've taken all the pills they can. I'm done with it. We can't do anything else for you, so you may as well try hypnosis.
Let's try this and see. How successful is something like the management of chronic pain
I have a
with
gentleman,
hypnotherapy?
Actually a specific case of a gentleman who had had epileptic seizures for 5 years. Came to me. We did a half dozen sessions with detox equipment, which I also have, and I have electrical stimulation. So I have high state-of-the-art equipment that we used in tandem with the hypnosis and the processes I do. He now has taken his life back. He's off disability from military, and he has a church now and has his life back.
Wow. Wow, that's exciting.
No more seizures.
Now, you do a kind of therapy called quantum hypnosis healing therapy. So it takes the hypnosis model and incorporates it with a healing model, if you will.
Yes, after an extensive morning interview with my clients, it's an all-day process. It may take 6 hours.
Wow.
Occasionally, it'll go even longer because I'm not the one who determines the length. The journey that my client takes determines how it goes.
Yeah.
And they're able to write a list of questions, a number of questions, up to 12 to 15, about all of the cycles, I keep repeating, the problems, and ultimately we take that later in the day after we do some release work and all kinds of supplemental things that we do along the way, and they go on their own journey, traveling, drifting, and floating, and find clues to all of, and they go, I tell nobody where to go except the most appropriate place in all of time and space to go back to and find clues, find answers for their life issues. And their own journey takes them,
Wherever
they go off
take them.
planet. I've had clients who go to other lifetimes that never knew such a thing even existed or would deny it.
Right.
I tell nobody where to go, it's their journey, but they find pieces to the puzzle that make sense, and their lives change, and health changes.
I was interviewing several years ago Dr. Brian Weiss, who you probably know.
I'm very familiar.
Very familiar with his work. Some of our viewers may be. Done a lot on past life regression. He's a psychiatrist, and a very eminent psychiatrist, and by accident he was discovered this thing called past life therapy. And I was interviewing him several years ago, and I asked him, Dr. Weiss, what do you think happens? And he answered very honestly. He said, I don't know. He said, I don't even know if I believe in such a thing as past lives. He said, but it's not necessary.
No, it's
and
not.
I said, what do you mean? And he said, all I care about is that my clients, my patients, get better. And a phenomenal number, a phenomenal percentage of them get better after they have gone through his therapy. So I'm sure it's the same thing for you.
I tell people, I don't know whether there's such a thing as a past life or parallel life, but there is collective consciousness
And
that
so
we
if it
can
helps
dip
you,
into.
if it helps you to go there,
So if I can use that, it becomes my past life or my whatever.
We're talking some fascinating things today with Phyllis Barrington, clinical hypnotherapist at Transformations for Life, and we've got more with Phyllis. Buckle your seatbelt. We're coming back. Stay with us.
My relationship with music started when I was about 6 years old.
What happened was I just went to the piano and I started playing For Elise by memory.
They had a career day and a musician came to the class and he did a little demonstration, played saxophone, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do the rest of my life.
Wound up being a music educator, and it's been my life for the past, I can't even count how many years. In high school, I wanted to be a professional trumpet player, and it turned out music education was really where I needed to be. And for all these years, that's where all the time and the effort has taken place.
What I get out of music, it's like an expression of the soul, and I hate to sound sappy, but it is. It's like anything that you feel, you can convey it without words.
It takes me to a place where my words don't know how to get me, if that makes any sense. When I don't know how to put my emotions into words, there's almost always a song out there that can do it for me.
Some of the things I get out of teaching personally is actually seeing students get it. One of the subjects that I really love to teach is music theory. And many of our students come to us with a love of music and the hope of studying music and either performing professionally or being music educators. But to get to that end, they need to study the music theory aspect of it. What do the notes mean? What's on the page?
Being a community college, you know, people look down on the college because of that, and I think they're wrong. So the quality doesn't suffer at all. I mean, it's unreal. They expect the same thing out of you at a community college as they do at a four-year institution.
And the concepts that you learn and, you know, techniques, and you can't find it at every school.
One of the main things that we try and do here at Bossier Parish Community College with our music students is to instill a good work ethic.
One of the scariest things that I've ever had to do was get up on the stage to do my student recitals like everybody else is required to do as a major, but the instructors help you through it. I mean, they're great. You couldn't ask for a better program here.
When I leave Bossier Parish Community College, I'm gonna go get my bachelor's, and then I'm gonna go get my doctorate and hopefully teach at a college.
One of the aspects of our music program that we're always working on is recruiting quality and talented students.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. You're obviously watching Strategies for Living today, but don't forget, you can listen to Strategies for Living on News Radio 710 Keel. That's where we began 20 plus years ago, Phyllis Barrington, and we're still there Sunday mornings, 9:05 to 10, News Radio 710 Keel. Tune in, or you can go to www.strategiesforliving.com, or you can listen to us on healthylife.net on Thursdays, or you can read us in the Shreveport Times on Wednesdays in the Voices section. Is that enough? And right here at the Bipsy campus here on Strategies for Living TV, and it's my pleasure to be hosting Phyllis Barrington, clinical hypnotherapist today, the owner of Transformations for Life. You can call her to make an appointment at 868-6197, and I hope you will, hypnosisovereasy.com. Now, we've mentioned that you use quantum hypnosis healing therapy, QHHT, and I love this. Clean out the closet of your life. So, if I'm just out of sorts, and I don't know exactly what's going on with me, Phyllis, but I know something's going on with me. That's really all I need to know to come see you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because quantum hypnosis healing therapy is literally, I've been doing some of this here lately. I guess the springtime bug has bit me, but I've been cleaning out closets. And you know, when you finish and you step back,
there's huge relief.
Oh, what a relief. And sometimes I didn't know how stressed I was about a particular closet. Well, we have a closet on the inside of us, so cleaning out the closets for life, you can help me where I'm stuck, because it all comes down to what? One place, generally?
Or several places that feed into one place.
Right.
Yes.
A core. There's
Yes.
generally going to be
Absolutely.
some core issue that's going to be affecting me, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I have people coming that think they have 20 things wrong with them.
When really
They
it's
have-
one or two.
Absolutely.
Right.
There's a health issue here, a health issue here. I can't get away from my debt. There's an issue of the neighbors that I can't get along with. It all comes to and runs through into that same funnel into your body and harbors
Someplace in your body.
someplace in your body.
And that may be physically.
Absolutely.
It also may be emotionally. So if I'm struggling with, let's say, an anxiety issue, or I'm struggling with a depression issue, literally, if I clean out the closet of my life, I might find that I'm bypassing maybe some of that anxiety and some of that sadness and depression.
Absolutely. Well, it's gone for the time being.
I like that.
It's just like the Woolly Willy, the little guy you run a magnet
the
under
magnet,
and move
yeah,
the
yeah.
filings around.
Yeah.
There's a technique that you literally can use magnetically to zip
Wow.
the garbage out of your body.
Wow.
And it's an astounding concept, and it works.
Now you're working on something right now. Your website mentions something called Omniforce. You literally have it under construction right now. We'll have you back in the fall when you debut
Yes.
it. But can you give us just a little bit of a, because you're using some pieces of it now in your practice, right?
Absolutely.
So can you
I've
give us some idea?
I practiced and have honed to a fine art with use the practices, the tools that work so beautifully to help so many people that I can send you home with a little notebook of information that you can support yourself with for the rest of your life. They're life tools. And using these, things change. I'll have people come back and I'll say, how has that changed? Has this worked for you? Well, I didn't use it. They work if you use them.
If you use them. Yeah.
And this is a process of combining priority-wise, prioritizing, and using these to ultimately combine in a way, using hypnosis and intuitive healing and all manner of things, aligning energies to totally benefit you. And the workshops I'll do first in my home to practice, and they'll be recorded and tweaked, and I'll
That's
use
coming this
those.
fall, right? So you can watch your
Yes.
website, Hypnosis Over Easy, if you're interested in
And
that type of
I
thing.
will have my very interested folks come, attendees.
Oh, sign me up.
And come and practice with me what
Mm-hmm.
what I know works, and it's been tested, and then you have that to use, and then it will go live online, or it will go online
To be
courses
offered for other
people
practitioners.
across the world.
That's wonderful.
And other
Omniforce.
practitioners. Omniforce.
How exciting for you.
I am very excited.
And it may be a book in the future.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
coming.
coming. Yeah, I have a line that I like to use. You were referring to the closet of your life. We have so many things we love to do, we enjoy, or we don't enjoy. But the things that we enjoy, even extra gifts, become heavy. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
even important to clear the gifts
The
and,
gifts,
and
yes.
hone. And some we have to see as foundational pieces that were never meant to be the focus of your life forever.
I want to come back almost all the way back around to where we started. But first, remember, folks, Transformation for Life. You can book an appointment with Phyllis, learn how to do that. 868-6197, hypnosisovereasy.com. That's the best place to go. So I want to come all the way back, Phyllis, because we probably have some viewers who are intrigued by what we're talking about. But maybe they've always heard, oh, hypnosis is dangerous. Don't go there. Maybe even some have said or think it's against my religion. How do you answer those folks? What do you say to those folks?
Do you ever relax? Do you want to know how to relax? It's merely
Merely a natural
the
state,
same
and
as
that's all it is.
going into a very relaxed state.
What a great answer.
So you can calm and
At the end of the day, isn't it wonderful to come in, get on the couch, lay down, and go, that's what hypnosis is.
Absolutely.
It's the most natural state that there is. And once we access that state, we know that we're more open to learning in that state than we are perhaps in any other state.
absolutely.
That's why you might want to rethink coming in and laying down to watch the evening news.
That's what's going to be running through the pages of your mind, what you last are focusing on as you're relaxing.
Right. So I'm not telling people, I'm not telling our viewers not to watch the news. What I am suggesting is sit up and pay attention to it. Don't get into a relaxed state because you're more receptive. You'll take it all in.
Right,
yeah.
and in the end, you have charge of what you choose to believe in your life.
Yes.
And you are the one who has the power to change your
Absolutely.
beliefs. So
Beliefs are powerful.
I help you to rethink how you're thinking and what you're projecting.
You know, some people say, well, when I'll believe it when I see it, but keep in mind that when you believe it, you'll perhaps then see it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You know, Phyllis, we've got a couple of minutes left. I wish we had more time. You're going to have to come back because we always have a fascinating discussion when you come to Strategies for Living as our life strategist. But
I do have, let me mention, I do have a Facebook page
Oh, good, yes.
on Transformations for Life that will also give, for those who haven't come to me, some information, and I feed a lot of positive thoughts there and ideas I get
so
from
you
other
can just
places.
go like
So,
that Facebook page,
Yes.
Transformations for Life.
Absolutely.
And get all kinds of information that way.
You bet.
Also, online hypnosis over easy. You can book an appointment, and I hope you will, with Phyllis Barrington by calling 868-6197, Monday through Friday
No,
appointments?
Tuesday through Saturday
Tues-
to
oh.
allow for working world.
Okay, all right.
So-
So, and appointments, you work by appointment.
I
so
work
folks
by
just,
appointment,
Just call, and you'll have your own time scheduled
Absolutely.
just for you.
And there's no interruption. It's you. It's about your space, and I call it the sacred triangle.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
It's
Well, you know, I hope that we have taken away some myths today about hypnotherapy, and I hope that many of our viewers will give you a call and try this very, very powerful modality for healing to access the subconscious mind.
Thank
and,
you. I do
unblock,
as
clean
well.
out the closets of your life.
I know I'm only okay when you're okay. So
All right. Phyllis Barrington, thank you so much for coming to Strategies for Living. Folks, thank you for coming to Strategies for Living, and we'll see you next time. For Phyllis Barrington, I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. Don't forget to watch us next time on Strategies for Living and listen to us on the radio, News Radio 710 Keel, Sunday mornings. See you then.